So, Eleanor Louise McCready was born March 18, 1922 in Montesano, Washington, to George and Ruby McCready, the namesake of her paternal grandmother. Eleanor was an only child, a model student with a host of friends, even was the high school principal's student aide. She was known in those days as Creedy, a name that stuck with her for a long time. With financial support from an Oregon cousin, she was able to go to college. Why she went to WSU instead of UW, I still don't understand, but I guess it makes sense further in the story. And studied home economics during the difficult World War II years. Her mom became quite ill during her college years, and she lost her mom soon afterwards. She took her first job as a high school teacher in Port Angeles, living with Vern and Reen Samuelson, my namesake, who became like second parents to her. A few years later, she accepted a position in Seattle with the Washington State Dairy Council, where she visited many Washington schools and demonstrated the nutritional value of dairy products. Though they had mutual friends at WSU and had heard of each other, Les and Eleanor did not meet until 1954, when Eleanor had become a leader in several Seattle Christian organizations, most significantly as chairwoman of the Seattle Christian Business and Professional Women's Council. After a very brief courtship, 4 months, they knew right away, I guess, they were married New Year's Day in 1955. She took her hope chest and resigned all Seattle responsibilities to move with Les to Tacoma, where I was born 11 months later that year. They were the ripe old age of 33 and wanted to get going with the family. Speaking of family, Mom was surely the first brown-eyed member of the extended Nordlund Scandinavian family. Remember, she was an only child. Did she really know what she was getting into? Not sure. I think my Aunt Mary could probably tell some of those same stories. Eleanor continued her leadership roles in Tacoma by spearheading the first Christian Ed board at Tacoma First Covenant Church, helping the first Tacoma Young Life Council, and starting the first Tacoma Christian Women's Club. Note the organizational tendencies. I'm sure Heaven is feeling those right about now. Then Les moved her again to Federal Way after he accepted a new position with Boeing, and they bought their first and only home. I guess I didn't scare them off from kids too much as they continued on, and Robert and Randy came on in the next few years. Mom was the quintessential mom, always sewing matching outfits, striped Christmas pajamas, where's Kathy? And then it was about that time we became the 3 R's because we were dressed alike. You know. Baking cookies and making sure we ate balanced meals. Remember the nutrition back ways. The home ag, you know, color and texture you have to have as part of your meal. She made sure we all got to music lessons, softball, soccer, cheerleading, visiting our grandmother in Tacoma, even when we had some chocolate milkshake fights in the back of the car. She was always inviting someone over for dinner who didn't have local family. I think it's how she added to her side of the family against the Nordlund side. Though not Scandinavian herself, you'd never know it from how she adopted the Scandinavian traditions as her own. Julekaka, fruit soup, lefse. Summer was her favorite time. I think my love for eating on the patio and having fruit cobbler is truly from Mom. She was definitely the extrovert in our family. Could talk to anyone, but she couldn't tell a joke or tease. I guess she just never learned how, and in this big family that was a problem sometimes. So you can imagine how 3 healthy competitive kids had plenty of teasing that went on, and it was a little problematic for Mom. Everybody loved Eleanor because she showered them with genuine love. When she started as a real estate agent in her midlife, I thought for sure she'd get eaten alive. But she quickly became one of the highest producing agents because everybody loved her and they couldn't say no to her. Her true gift was hospitality and making everyone feel special and loved. She truly saw the good in everyone and was a genuine optimist beyond anyone I've ever known. She became Mor Mor when my daughters came into the world, and she gave lots of Mor Mor time and love as the rest of her 7 children came along. The rest of the stories, and there are many, we'll have to wait for the memorial in September, and I would invite you all to bring them because there's a lot of laughter in those stories. She was loaned to us to leave her mark on us, and I know that a little bit of Mom's goodness lives on in us. So thanks for joining our family today.
There are a couple others that had tributes also. Is that today? Tributes, other tributes today?
a lot of other planned ones, but it's
They're not
fun
here?
and- Yeah.
We'll go on without them.
Sure.
Preciousness of God's Word is so vital at a time like this. Renae, thank you so much for sharing your mom's story. I know her faith was precious to her. And I don't know, a number of settings just like this I have read from John's Gospel, chapter 11, which is that amazing